Hello and welcome back to OmniFoot TV. This is your host Omar speaking, and Chelsea Football Club have won the UEFA Champions League for the second time in their history. And I am absolutely I am at a loss for words. I have shot this video once before, by the way. It was 17 minutes long, and something decided to happen, but I don't care. I'm going to shoot it again, and this is my second attempt. And my body language is obviously all over the place. I have no idea where I'm going to go with this, but let me just try and contain myself for half a second. Okay. Deep breaths. I am in utter disbelief. I had faith that this team could pull it off. And I said it to more than one person. And to any Chelsea fan who I found pessimistic about it, I spoke up. I'm really trying to just figure out how I'm going to start this video. I've already started this video, obviously, but I'm just struggling to express myself and actually organize my thoughts. Okay. Chelsea have now drawn Nottingham Forest for 2 UEFA Champions League trophies. We are one away from equaling Manchester United's tally of 3. We are the only club in London not just to have 1, but 2. We have 2 Champions League trophies. 9 years. 9 years in between both. I have lived to watch my club win their first 2 Champions League trophies. Ugh. Oh, wow. I have lived long enough to watch Chelsea lift 2 Champions League trophies. I asked a friend a question yesterday. Mohamed Ala runs OmniFoot's Facebook page. All of OmniFoot's Arabic content is basically his doing. He does an absolutely brilliant job. He supports Zamalek SC in Egypt and Real Madrid in Europe. I asked him, how long have you been following Madrid and how many Champions League titles have you watched your club lift? And he said 5. Now, I didn't ask him that question particularly to find out the number. But I asked him because he was graced with the ability and the chance to watch each and every one of those moments happen right before his eyes. He was able to watch and listen and feel and emote, just express how he felt throughout each and every one of those games. And you got to enjoy it. What I'm trying to say is that football can be a fickle game sometimes. Sometimes. Because you don't necessarily know how long you're going to have to wait for a moment like this. Inter had to wait close to 50 years when Mourinho lifted that cup for them again in 2010. Have you ever thought to ask how many people lived long enough from that moment to the moment Inter won it again in 2010? How many people were alive in between who saw both triumphs? At that moment, I rolled up the list of teams who've won the Champions League. I looked at Juventus, who've won it twice. Nottingham Forest have won it twice. United have won it 3 times. Liverpool have won it 6 times. Milan 7. Madrid 13. Ajax 4. Villa once. There's more, but I just looked at it for a minute and I realized I'm incredibly blessed because I got to live long enough as a healthy individual to watch my club lift 2 Champions League trophies, to watch my team lift the most prestigious trophy in European and world club football twice. I have only ever let out tears while watching a game twice. The first time was because of pure heartbreak, but that's for its own video. And no, it wasn't the final of 2008. The second was last night, and it was pure, unadulterated joy. I enjoyed the victory so much that I've not even been able to focus today because of how happy I am. Last night's Champions League victory was not just one of the happiest moments of my life, one of the best nights of my life. It was the happiest moment of my adult life, the happiest moment of my 20s thus far. Finally, a moment that just... We talk often about football's effect on just... We talk often about players, their excellence on the pitch, managers, how they set up, tactics. We analyze everything, every detail we possibly can. We talk about administrations, money, finances pumped in and out of each club, transfer news. We talk about football. But what we don't talk about often is football's effect on mental health and how football just helps us cope with everyday life. How it brings us joy despite unimaginable agony or depression or anxiety. How it has helped people around the world experience this ineffable thing, this magic. You see people struggling with their everyday lives, and when they sit down and watch a football game, when they get together for a cause that is greater than themselves, something that allows them to bond together, that brings them together despite their differences, and you see how happy they are, and the fact that they coexist, it's a brilliant thing. It is an absolutely brilliant thing to think that my club inspires me. The grit, the determination, the belief, the resilience that I saw in last night's game. If that doesn't strike your heart, then I don't know what should. As a football fan, if that didn't kick you in the head, I don't know what will. If your team playing that well doesn't affect you, doesn't just tug at your heartstrings, it makes you feel like you belong, then I don't know what does. Change has always been the paradigm in football. The paradigm shift, it is in and of itself the shift. The shift in and of itself is the paradigm. Excuse me. I'm having a hard time expressing myself. I love my club. I love Chelsea Football Club. I am quite possibly one of the happiest human beings on earth. I am blessed because I've got to watch my team lift 2 Champions League trophies in my lifetime thus far. I am at peace with a lot of things. And I'm just completely grateful for the fact that my friends were happy. My fellow supporters were happy. The team, the players, those people support the club more than anyone else in the world. The fact that they can get out there and have that badge on their chest and set the standard. And they've done it. They've made that difference. Many would kill for that position. Many criticize. And they do it so easily. And yet they don't know what they would do in their position. And it just... Fair play to Thomas Tuchel. There is nothing I can say that can sum up my admiration and respect for that man. Last night was a tactical masterclass. He's living in Pep Guardiola's head rent-free. And I have to say something. As much as people like to slander Pep and say things about him, just calling him fraudiola and whatnot, Pep is one of the best managers in the world. And I can't help but think that, maybe one day he's going to win this. Not sure if it's going to be for City. But City will win this sooner or later. You have to take a couple of knocks before you end up lifting this trophy. Take it from me as a Chelsea fan. You just have to. But I think Pep has it in him to win it again. He just needs to get out of his own way. Now, I say that because in his first game against Tuchel's Blues, he played two defensive midfielders. In his second, he played one. In yesterday's, he played none. He gifted us with so much space. And with Werner's runs, everything was getting more and more difficult. More and more space was being left out. And that goal happened. Chelsea's third ever UEFA Champions League final goal. Frank Lampard, Moscow, 2008. Didier Drogba, Munich, 2012. Kai Havertz, Porto, 2021. The kid has achieved legendary status at the club in his first season. Close to 125 years of history and 3 Champions League final goals. Now just think about that for half a minute. How many times have you watched your club score in a Champions League final? That is why I'm grateful. The fact that I have watched all 3. People have not lived long enough to see their clubs lift that trophy. Again, it's one thing to watch it the first time, but when you never know when it's going to happen again, you just have to soak it up and celebrate it as best as you can. And that's why I think that every football fan who is in the position that I am in, if you get to this stage, celebrate it, okay? Don't complain about anything that happened in the game as long as you get the win. Cleanly. Just putting that out there. I love football, man. I love my club. I love Chelsea Football Club. And I think that every single team, and I'm stealing this sentence from a friend of mine who said it to me yesterday. Every team should have a Thomas Tuchel. Every team should have a Thomas Tuchel. The man has earned himself legendary status at the bridge. And I'm restraining myself from saying a couple of things, and I will continue to restrain myself until that happens, until the things that I want to mention actually take place. And to be honest, just have to put that out there. City's players did not look like they actually thought they could win it. Their body language was off. Their attitudes. Everything about them last night was horrible. They averaged their worst ever XG in the entire season in the most important game of the season. Pep's starting 11 was off. He didn't make the right changes early enough. He said he did his best in the post-match interview. You know, if he feels like he did that, then fair play to him. You know, the last thing you want to feel like is that you've walked away from such an occasion feeling like you could have done better because of the result. But if he feels like he did his best and he came away with it, and despite coming away with nothing, he came away with himself. You know, he didn't lose himself in the occasion. Then, I mean, fair play to him. You know, guilt and regret can be horrible things. Not sure any one of us would know what to do if they were in his position. The psychology of it all, the nerve, the guts, the composure, the calm, these things are not easy. I seriously wonder how these men stand on the touchlines and just remain so composed. And I'll find out one day. But for now, to every football fan who's ever watched, who's ever enjoyed this moment, the moment that I'm enjoying now, you know, I hope you live long enough to see what I've seen in your club's colors, no matter who you are. I really do. Because this is unparalleled. This is unparalleled, and I think a lot of fans deserve this. Deserve to feel this way. Whether that happens or not, you know, if the gods of football desire it, then it shall be. If not, then I guess either way, we're all in for a lot of surprises. This game just doesn't relent. To any Chelsea fan watching this, appreciate the fact that Your club was nearly liquidated in 2003. If not for Roman Abramovich paying our debts and buying the club. 17 trophies in 18 years. We nearly disappeared in 2003, and I really wonder, who would I have ended up supporting? Who would a lot of Chelsea fans have ended up supporting? Arsenal? Tottenham? God forbid. Liverpool? God forbid. United? Yeah, I don't like Liverpool more than I don't like United. But the thing is here, it could have been anyone. Maybe not a team from England. Maybe Lyon. Maybe Marseille. Maybe Juventus. Inter. Milan. Barcelona. Madrid. Sevilla. You don't know. And I think that in the reality we are living now, in regards to football, when you watch your club just struggle with finances to a point of liquidation, the way Rangers fans did, and they ended up being relegated to the 4th tier of Scottish football and fought their way back to win the title once again this year after 10 years or so. Portsmouth in 2010. Bury, who were relegated from the Football League. These things just... There doesn't seem to be a turning back from a lot of that. Not many clubs can come back from that. To think that we could have disappeared, it begs the question, what if? And I think that if that crossed your mind last night, you should be even more grateful. We've lived long enough to watch our club experience the greatest feeling on earth. Drink it in. Cherish it. Blend it with every other aspect of your life, man. I don't care. Last night was the happiest night that I've had in a very long time. It was the happiest moment that I've experienced in a long time. This is something that will never be corrupted and never be corroded. This is something that I will enjoy until my very last day. That goal has become a part of Champions League folklore, Chelsea folklore, English football folklore, and football folklore. I should sign off now. I really should. This video is probably going to be uploaded in the early hours of the morning. It is 4 a.m. I have not been able to sleep. I love the beautiful game. I love what it does to people. I love how it brings them together. I love how it makes us happy, despite anything and everything. And anyone watching this right now, please be as grateful as humanly possible that you have a club to support, despite everything. Football is always going to be about ups and downs. The change will always be the paradigm. The shift will always be the paradigm. But with enough faith and hard work, things like that happen. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in once again. The links to our social media accounts are in the description below. If you like our content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about anything I've said. And I'll see you next time the whistle blows. Cheers, everyone.